Hello and welcome back once again to the Daytona YouTube channel. My name is Barry Ferreira and today we are going to be having a little look at this car beside me, the Lotus Emira V6 First Edition. As always, we're going to be having a little delve into the technical specifications of the Lotus Emira in general, specifically the V6 in this case, and going over the specification of this particular car standing next to me. So what is the Lotus Emira? Well, it is Lotus's mid-engined sports car. Of course, we've had the Exige, the Evora, the Elise in the past with Lotus, and this is the latest iteration of that line. And unfortunately, this will be the last internal combustion engine Lotus that there will ever be. Of course, Lotus going into an all-electric future with the Evija Electra as well as the Emira as well. But this particular car is fitted with the 3.5-litre supercharged V6 engine mounted in the middle, as I mentioned earlier, meaning it's good for a 0 to 100 time of 4.3 seconds, producing 400 horsepower, 298 kilowatts, and as well as 420 Newton meters of torque. So the Lotus Emira is available in two variations, the 3.5-litre supercharged V6 as this car is here, as well as the 2-litre 4-cylinder engine that is derived from the AMG version. Well, this particular car is the V6, of course, and it has a choice of two gearboxes. You can either have the 6-speed manual gearbox that you have in this particular car, or the 6-speed automatic, which is also available to purchase if you shouldn't prefer the manual. Let's have a little discussion about the design of the Lotus Emira. Now, this is the Lotus Emira First Edition. Essentially, the first year of production will be first edition cars, and it is available in 6 different colors. Hethel Yellow, as you see before me here, Seneca Blue, Magma Red, Dark Verdant, Shadow Grey, and Nimbus Grey. Once the first edition has completed production, then more colors will become available. A lot of design inspiration has been taken from the Evija all-electric hypercar from Lotus, and you can see this all around the car, from the back here, from the rear diffuser where the air escapes from the wheel arches, as well as at the front, the headlights particularly reminiscent of the Evija, as well as the front bonnet or cover that you see in the front there as well. But the whole car is very much sculpted by air. There's a lot of design that's designed to make the car actually produce downforce, and it actually makes more downforce than any other car in its class. But when you see the car up close, it's very much a sculptural experience, and it's lovely to see in person, to see all the design creases to make sure that airflow is as efficient as possible, to make it as slippery through the air, but also providing downforce as well. And that makes sure that it can go up to a top speed of 298 kilometers an hour. As we get into the interior of the Emira, let's have a little talk about this particular car. So it is finished in Hethel Yellow, which is a lovely metallic yellow color, named after the place where Lotus is based in England, which is of course Hethel. This particular car is fitted with the sport suspension. Now, there are two options with the Emira. You've got your tour suspension and sport suspension, and essentially tour is your more livable day-to-day suspension setup, whereas if you choose your sport suspension, it's more geared towards the track. With that being said, even in sport suspension, the suspension deals very well with the bumps that we have with the roads here in Johannesburg and South Africa in general. And you can tell the difference between the two suspension setups only particularly from one detail, and that is the tires. If you opt for the sport suspension, you get the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, whereas if you choose the tour option, you get Eagle or Goodyear Eagle F1 tires, should I rather say. The first edition doesn't come with too many options that you can tick if you order the car from new. This particular car has got the yellow stitching, as well as the Alcantara steering wheel, Alcantara finish in the center of the seats and the doors, as well as black leather. And that's pretty much as customizable as you can go with the first edition Lotus Emira. But of course, the Lotus Emira is very much a driver's car, as Lotus's mantra goes, for the drivers. And that is where this bad boy comes in, the 6-speed manual gearbox that you can option with this car. Now, it is a particularly engaging experience when you actually drive the car, and with that V6 supercharger whining in the background, it is an absolute joy to experience going when you're out and about driving the car. Moving over to the infotainment of the Lotus Emira, and it is very much a big departure from Lotuses of the past. Inside here you'll find a 12.3-inch TFT display for your driving, of course, and then a touchscreen that you can use for your infotainment system, which has various options that you can dive into. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay come as standard with the Emira, and lots of gadgets such as your G meter and how much torque or horsepower you're producing can all be seen from the screens here in the center. But another addition to the Emira is the KEF sound system. Now, KEF is a British audio manufacturer, and it is the first time that they've actually inserted one of their sound systems in a vehicle. The first time that they've done this with Lotus and in general as well. However, the centerpiece of this car is of course the engine that is sitting right here beside me. So I think it's time to have a little listen to what this 3.5 litre supercharged V6 sounds like. Well, there we are, a brief overview of the Lotus Emira V6 First Edition that we have here at Lotus Johannesburg. Should you be interested in receiving more information about the car or have a look at it in person, make sure you come and pop by Lotus Johannesburg here at Daytona in Melrose Arch, or you can use the contact information in the description below. But until next time, goodbye.